Kraft along the sidelines. Kraft 6 for 124, most receiving yards in the game for a Packers tight end since Richard Rodgers 2015. Love to Kraft capping it off. Touchdown, no cap. 2-0 are these Pack for the third time in the Matt LaFleur era. Each of the previous two, they reached the NFC title game. That was under the old quarterback, though. Here's Jordan Love after the dub.
Yeah, it feels great. Start the season off 2-0 against two really good teams, two good teams in the NFC North that were obviously, big playoff teams last year. It feels good. So couldn't have, started the season off on a better note. So it's one thing that we just got to keep building on. But it feels great right now.
You heard Love refer to it. Both these Packers victories this season have come over teams that won 12 or more games last season. The Lions had 15. The Commanders had 12. The Packers are the 5th team in the Super Bowl era. It goes back to 1966 to win their first 2 games of a season against teams that won 12 or more.
In the everyone, defense won championship. J Love, I think you give us 20 points, we should be able to win that game. It's all about getting stops and getting the ball back into the offense. As y'all seen against Baltimore, Buffalo, you can have a quarterback game, have a perfect game, but still lose because guess what? The defense gave up 40 points. So defense won championship. They want to, I think the fans like points and they like to see the big plays, but when you play great defense, it's just so beautiful to see.
Yep, he knows about championships from all those years with the Cowboys. Packers defense.
Well, they talk about all of the ones they used to win. So
continuing to shine. Told you about allowing fewer than 250 total yards in both of their games this season. First time since 1995 that they've done that, and that season. Douglas, our football analyst, is with us on SportsCenter AM. Harry, what did Jordan Love show you last night in that win?
Well, number one, Gary, let me say this. Excuse me, Randy. I done did it 2 weeks in a row, buddy. I apologize. But you better ring the alarm, just like Bougie Bonton and his song says, because the Green Bay Packers are coming. Jordan Love is a quarterback that was poised last night, made every single throw for the most part that he can make, and put his players in position to have success. This Green Bay Packers football team is as scary as all outdoors when you have a play caller by the name of Matt LaFleur, who is also putting guys in position to have success. I think the rest is going to be history, in my opinion, Randy.
They're young. They're still so young and still so talented. Did suffer an injury to Jayden Reed last night, but they're loaded on the offensive side. Time for a little Nostra Douglas. We're going to ask you to predict the future for us. So why don't we start with the Super Bowl rematch? He's got the lid and everything. Between the Eagles and the Chiefs, who is going to come out on top this week?
Randy, I'm rocking with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not by mistake that this team has been to 5 Super Bowls in the last 6 years, but they got to get back to the basics. Running the football with Isaiah Pacheco, also Kareem Hunt. In that game last week versus the Chargers, Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher. But at the same time, when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles and you look at the dark cloud on that defense, it's the corner opposite of Quinyon Mitchell. So attack Adoree Jackson, who gave up 7 targets for 103 yards last week.
To allow Mike Parsons to borrow your hat.
It looks better on him.
It is time. America's favorite game show. It's fraud. It's laud. It is Mike Tannenbaum, our NFL front office insider. Mike T, fantastic to see you. Let's stay right there at Lambeau Field because our first caller, friend of the program, noted Packers fan, Lil Wayne.
Oh.
He's saying the Packers are going all the way. Mike T, fraud or laud for Lil Weezy?
Yeah, laud. Lil Wayne, I would never disagree with you, but you're actually right for a number of reasons, starting with number 10 right there, Jordan Love. Guys, he's leading the NFL in yards per pass attempt. They're getting the ball down the field to a multiple of weapons that they have. And when you look at the other side of the ball, Micah Parsons is leading an unbelievable pass rush. And we're seeing improvement from Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary. This team is as complete as anybody in the NFC. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right, listen. Elsewhere in the NFC is the team that will watch the Super Bowl on television. That would be the Giants. Our next caller, Giants head coach Brian Daboll, Mike T. He's saying starting Russell Wilson Sunday against Dallas is the right move. Is that fraud or law?
That's a fraud. I love Brian, but that is an absolute fraud. Russell Wilson was not good last week. Watching him against Washington here, gave up 2 sacks. They couldn't move the ball all day long. Put in Jackson Dart. He's younger, more athletic, and without Andrew Thomas, they're very good left tackle. You need somebody that can make plays with his feet. Russell Wilson had a great career, but it's close to the end.
Our last caller here, Mike T, is Brown safety Grant Delpit. Ring, ring, pick it up, because he's got something to say. And that is, he says it's not hard to tackle Derrick Henry. I feel like I don't need to ask you whether you think this is a fraud or lot. This better be fraud. This better be fraud.
This is fraud in perpetuity, guys. Let's not poke the bear. Look, Grant Delpit's a good player, but we're talking about Derrick Henry here. Why are we doing anything to get him riled up? Look what he has done. Look, Derrick Henry is going to the Hall of Fame for a reason. You know he's coming. You still can't stop it. Grant Delpit's a really good player, but let's not poke the bear, and let's just try to go beat Baltimore.
Hey, Mike T, is this one of those things? I mean, you're in the front office and you're listening to one of your players say this about the star running back. Is this one of those messages that trickle down to the coaches to maybe pull the player aside and say, hey, man, like, we didn't have to go there? Or do you just say, hey, sometimes the best lessons are learned the hard way and go tackle him Sunday?
Yeah, Gary, we're not trickling. We're just speaking directly to Grant and tell him, hey, let's try to win this game, and we can talk about Derrick Henry after we beat him.
All right, let's show Mike T what he's won. Okay, Mike, what prize door are you picking? 1, 2, or 3? Spike. This one last night, not so much. It went the distance, but pretty lopsided on the cards. We got Jayden Daniels, the Commanders, Micah Parsons. Packers defense was already strong to quite strong coming into the season. It gets so much better with Parsons leading that pass rush, just wreaking havoc on the second-year starter in Daniels. Devontae Wyatt getting home for the sack. Dan Quinn said, I feel like we didn't really find the rhythm that we needed to, really from Jump Street. Daniels, what about Fall Street? Parsons forcing Daniels to stumble only a yard. 63 yards of total offense in the first half for Daniels. That is the fewest in his career, with a minimum of 10 plays run. They pressured this young man. They blitzed him. The pressure rate of 46% of his dropbacks, highest pressure percentage of his career. Parsons gets credit for half the sack. He now has 11 career sacks against Commanders, twice as many as his next most against an opponent. It's 5.5 against Carolina. In the fourth, Daniels, you're thinking finally we're going to get something going. Need it. It's a 2-score game. Nope. Incomplete pass. Daniels said they played better than us. Not really much to say. So 4th down, 4th and 4 coming up. Told you about the blitzing. That thing broken up. Daniels blitzed 13 times, 3 for 11 for 26 yards, sacked twice on those blitzes. Packers 27-18. Let's hear from Parsons after this thing, providing this strategy for winning a Super Bowl.